Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in. The time period of this full moon is from February 9th to March 9th. That is going to be from full moon to full moon when this moon will be having the impact on you. All right, so I'm going to be moving your Queen of the Moon cards and your Moonology cards over to the side, taking the tarot, and we're going to be seeing from the tarot how this full moon will be affecting you. And I have everything that you need to know about this full moon laid out right here, which I will get to in a moment. So how will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Aquarius? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. Now, show me clearly. There we go. Okay. Oh, so at the center of everything is the Queen of Cups, a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, but this is really having an emotional impact on you. Right? We have the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Empress. Oh, wow. Okay. The Knight of Cups, Knights protect queens, but this is also a sense of action and really coming into your own. Then we have the Star card, which is, of course, you shining through in the major arcana. This is also saying that this new moon, which is an Aquarius new moon falling on February 23rd, is going to be astoundingly powerful for you, Aquarius. It was already going to be powerful to begin with, but now it is going to have an intense reaction to you, an intense way of moving forward. Oh, wow. Okay, the Three of Cups, the Hierophant, Taurian energy, a time frame of April 20th to May 20th, the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. I like the digression right here, the countdown. Okay. So before I get into what the tarot is saying, I'm going to be talking about this full moon, new moon, and then the spirit animals and the the full moon in March. So we start off with the full moon, and the full moon says here in the Moonology cards and in the Queen of the Moons, it's surrendering to the divine and its power. So as you surrender to the divine, you increase your power, you increase your understanding, your purpose, your drive. And then we have here the full moon in Leo, which says this full moon, of course, is in Leo, and it says, don't let pride get in the way. So this is a time to step back from ego. Now, this is also an astoundingly powerful moon, because not only is it the snow moon, which means that it calls upon purity, which doesn't mean that you have to be pure of heart or anything like that. It means that you are doing whitewashing, okay? You are covering over the hurts, the pains, the disappointments, not covering over in a way of hiding, but in a way of giving yourself a fresh new canvas for which to paint on, for which to express yourself. And this is a time of the beginner's mind, which is where the porcupine spirit comes into play. And I always thought that the wording of this card, which time for beginner mind, was very, very odd. And now I realize it's a Buddhist saying, time for the beginner's mind. Time to look at things anew, to step back, to look with new eyes, new understandings, coming out of ruts. And this is what this moon is all about for you. It's about embracing your passion, your understanding of things, moving forward towards what you truly want to create, stepping into your majesty, stepping into what you were born to be or who you were born to be. And it's a rejection of shame. It's a release of shame, and it's a release of jealousy, pettiness. And I know these aren't words we're supposed to talk about. We're not supposed to ever feel shame. We're not ever supposed to, be jealous of somebody else. But if you show me one person who has never felt shame in their whole entire life, or never felt rejected, or, not just rejected, but also jealous of people, I mean, you can't. You just can't. So even though we're supposed to hide these words away and hide parts of ourselves away, this is a moon that brings it out. This is a moon that lets you sit there and mourn who you once were or who you once trusted. And that's going to be a big part of this moon for you. I see it with the Three of Cups. And as you release this negativity, as you kind of purge yourself of this, what you have going for you, Aquarius, is that you step into your power in such a true, astounding, breathtaking way. This moon very much makes me think of the goddess Rhiannon. Now, she's represented as the Empress in the Llewellyn tarot cards, and you have the Empress right here. So this is doubly amplifying her story. Her story is sad, it's profound, it's beautiful, and it is something that this moon is going to really be bringing up in your life, because it's moving forward, it's walking with dignity, it's moving forward in dignity, and it's a generosity, a spirit, and a creativeness and power that you had thought had kind of been beaten out of you, that you had thought wasn't going to be a part of your life anymore. With Rhiannon, she is the goddess of horses, she's the goddess of rulers, of kings and the land. And here, in the story, she was cast down. She married a mortal man. And you would think, okay, goddess marrying a mortal man, she totally has all the power. But for some reason, that isn't how it worked. She didn't walk back to her people when things got really hard. She sat there and said, this is my lot right now. I'm going to see it through. And as I see it through, I'm going to come out stronger and better than ever before. So what happened is that she was married to this king, and they had a son, finally. They had tried really hard, but it's really hard for the Fae in mythology to have children. So they finally had a son. And the whole kingdom rejoiced. Everybody was happy. She's just given birth. She's exhausted. She falls asleep. Now this monster comes around, of course, and steals away the best colt in the land. Now the colt is, of course, a baby horse, and she's the goddess of horses, so her son is stolen away because he's the best horse in the land. And in a neighboring kingdom, the king is sitting up with his longbow, waiting for this monster to come, because he always steals his colt at this time. So he's sitting up with a longbow. He winds up shooting the monster. He winds up getting, not only saving his colt, but getting a baby. And he's like, wow, this is the baby I always wanted. I always wanted a son. I will raise you as my own. He brings him home, and his wife is thrilled. Meanwhile, she is exhausted. Rhiannon is exhausted after childbirth, in bed. And the nursemaids look at her and go, oh my gosh, we just lost her kid. We're all going to die. So they are all going to be hung or whatever to be killed for losing her son. So what they do is they smear her with blood. They sprinkle bones over her bed, and they say she ate her child because she's a fae, she's an other, we don't trust her, and she's a monster. So the king says, I can't kill you, which is what I'm supposed to do. I am going to cast you out of my kingdom for 7 years. Now, isn't it interesting that it's 7 years? Because in 7 years, you shed your skin. You have a whole new you standing in front of you. So for 7 years, she's supposed to be cast out. And she is. But part of her punishment is living in front of the castle that she used to rule in as a beggar, as a pauper, all right? And she has to tell every passerby who asks her story and then offer to give them a ride on her back like a horse. So this happens. This is how she lives for years and years, but not for 7 of them. Because within that time, her son, raised in the other kingdom, grows up super fast, is super powerful, and the king looks at him. He's super talented and giving his family great pride, but he looks at him. He's like, wow, you grew up really fast, and you're 7 and you're like a teenager now. So there's that. And you look just like the King of Wales. So he says, you are Rhiannon's son. And he sends him to the king to claim his birthright, to claim his throne. And Rhiannon is put back on her throne, which she thought she had lost forever. And she has a better life than ever before. And that is what this time period is for you. It is a time of claiming something better than ever before, of claiming a life that you thought was lost to you. And it's handling it with grace and dignity, because she could have burnt that place to the ground. She could have sowed it to ash, but she didn't. And this is what you're doing here. So as you are moving forward, as you are embracing your passion, and as you are embracing your ideas, know that there is a purpose, that there is a reason that you had to go through the hardships. And as you do, don't let pride get in the way. Don't sit there and think, oh my gosh, these people have to pay for this, or I want vengeance, or anything like that. Because you are going to find that by just focusing on your goals, focusing on you, you are highly productive, highly passionate, and highly driven during this time. Now, do note that the Void of Course that happens on February 9th is going to happen at 11:08 a.m. At 11:08 a.m., do not make any big decisions. All right. Now, I would say from 10:30 to 11:30, or you could do all of 11 o'clock if you want to, and add 10:30 in there if you want, an hour and a half of no big decisions. If you can manage that, that might be great. But also, yeah, just an hour time period. You'll feel what's right for you. But with this, you're going to think, oh my gosh, things are going to work out a certain way. They're going to work out really well. I'm going to be really happy with the outcome. But with the void, of course, they're going to work out not as you have planned and almost exactly opposite. So just be very mindful. Also, miscommunications can very much happen during this time, which is going to be astoundingly frustrating for you. So as you are embracing what you want and as you move forward, remember 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is not going to be the time to make any big decisions and really, try to change things or try to have things work out well, because they're just not going to. Right? And then this moves you to your new moon in Aquarius, which is a time for new beginnings. It says a new start is coming, and you have the beginners right here. So this is the beginner's mind. This is the planting seeds of what you desire. This is allowing yourself to also focus on your dreams and what you really want to bring into fruition in your life. Also, this new moon is going to give you insights and understandings into your relationship, actually more so, Aquarius, than anybody else. You're really going to have profound insights. Things are going to start coming to you. You're going to start really seeing truths and patterns to your behavior, but also to other people's behavior that makes things easier to handle, easier to understand. You're planting your seeds, and this is a time of going into the womb. All right, especially if you're in the southern hemisphere, you're going into winter. This is a time of going into the womb. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you're coming out of winter. This is a time of birth, creation, understanding. But for everyone, this is going to be a time of taking your ideas and nurturing them, watching them grow, seeing what it is that you desire. For the Northern Hemisphere, there's going to be more action involved. Southern Hemisphere, more contemplation, more introspection. As you embrace this, your new moon being in Aquarius, this brings love into the situation. You are going to find that your heart shines through like never before. You are going to find yourself emboldened. You are going to find yourself connecting with your heart chakra. Just seriously, there's going to be a sense of things opening up for you. And as they open up, when you move to the new moon in Virgo, there's going to be this beautiful understanding that you bring with you. It's almost, I'm hearing like a symphony playing. I'm hearing just this beauty, this harmony, this passion, this power. And as you embrace this with the full moon in Virgo, this says you are good enough. And I know that sounds condescending to say you're good enough. It sounds rather just irksome. But here, it's you're good enough. It's not striving for perfection. There we go. I can speak. It's not striving for perfection. It's not sitting there and thinking, I have to be like this or I have to be like that. It's really saying, I am who I am. And I know who I was born to be. Even if you're going to say, Dean, I don't know who I was born to be, and it feels like I'm floundering. Step back. Step back. Look at your heart, because especially during February 23rd, all right, this new moon, and I would say 3 days before, 3 days after, you are going to find yourself really listening to your heart, listening to your soul, listening to yourself. And, excuse me, and your emotions are going to be very intense. So listen to them and realize that as you are right now, it might not be your end goal. This might not be where you want to be forever and ever. But you are good enough in this moment, and you are moving forward. You are shaping yourself. You are finding new understandings, new footing. And as you do so, you embrace the spirit animal of February, which is the otter. And the otter says, you are never alone. And I love that you have one otter here and one otter here, and you just have love surrounding them. You are never alone. You are embracing love. You are embracing beauty. You are falling into understanding with yourself. And as you do so, you embrace the wolf spirit, which is the spirit animal, and along with the whale, of March, where the wolf spirit says you turn knowledge into wisdom. And that's what you're doing. You are embracing your wisdom. You are embracing your knowledge. And as you turn knowledge into wisdom, the whale spirit says, trust the great mysteries. Trust in the greater mysteries. Trust that there is so much more that you will never understand, that will always be hidden from you. And don't see that as something to be frustrated with. See that as something empowering, as something where there is so much more to this world, to this universe, than you could ever possibly imagine. And embrace that you are a part of this understanding and a part of this beauty. And it's going to empower you. It's going to move you in wisdom. And it has you really being here, the Queen of Cups, love, honor, embracing your heart's truth is at the heart of this reading. This is why when it says you bring love into the situation, you bring it like never before. You embrace your heart, your soul, your love, your joy. And as you do so, with the Five of Pentacles, usually I see this card as being cast out and being set down, let down. And that is its traditional meaning. But here with the Five of Pentacles, it's like she's holding on to that little boy, and that's it. That's her world. She will always be there. She will always be there for him. And I see this as powerful. Yes, you have been let down. And that's what this moon is all about. The full moon in Leo is about not falling into shame. It's rejecting the ego and an abundance of pride. And it's looking at the people who you have given your power to, or who have stolen your power, who didn't deserve it and haven't deserved it, and you're taking it back. And yes, the road is hard. And yes, sometimes you feel just like Rhiannon when she was cast down, when she was a pauper, a beggar. And you can feel like that. But there is something more that you are moving towards. There's something greater that is guiding you. And as you embrace that, your heart, your love is what keeps you going. It's what keeps you alive. It's what keeps you thriving, because you will be thriving in this full moon and during this time. And as you embrace this knowledge and this understanding, you have here the Seven of Swords. So you've gathered up all your wisdom. This also warns you against trickery. Now, it can be from a Taurus energy, but it's also saying here that as you gather up your wisdom, you're going to have a truth brought to you, and you're going to start really focusing on your inner self, on your traditions, your heart, your soul, because this is your head right here. Now, you're also going to be looking at people who have betrayed you in the past, and you're sitting there and you're saying, you know what, no more. No more of this. I am moving towards my goals, my power, my truth, and I am being inspired. Because this is going to be a time where you realize, Aquarius, that you know a heck of a lot more than you ever gave yourself credit for, and that as you embrace this passion of ideas. And I also, one of my teachers, he said that the Seven of Swords is the wish card. So you get your wish. And I do see this here. And you have the Star card, and his voice is just coming in my head. So there is a sense here of you getting a wish towards what you want. And it's having sifted through the deception, the dishonor, the hurt, the pain, the mistrust. And as you do so, you embrace the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck represents the Pope. The Pope could tell kings what to do in medieval times. So here, there is the sense of being a king of kings, of being a person who understands your power, understands your truth, and you are really turning inward. And that's why the Queen is the director behind the scenes, the king, the actor upon the stage. So you have the Hierophant here, who is seen. So you're going to go through time periods you're going to go through moments during this time where you are seen, people are respecting you, people are listening to you. They are actually seeking out your information, your understanding. And then there are going to be other times where you are stepping back, especially with your emotions. You're an emotionally very open person, but during this time, you're going to be making decisions about people, and you're going to be looking at people. You're going to be looking at people with new eyes, new understanding, new sense of where you belong and how you want to move forward with them. And so here, this is going to be more behind the scenes. You're still going to be the loving, caring, beautiful you that you are, Aquarius, but there is a sense of something more happening, and you are defending the way that you want to move forward, and you're really severing ties with emotionally draining, negative people as you move towards your passion and your development. And you have the repeat of the number 5 here. Now, you have it in Major Arcana form, and you have it in Minor Arcana form. So here, with the Major Arcana, this is very much a sense, and you have the repeat of the number 3. So, interesting. So here, with the 5, this is, needing your freedom, needing your independence, but this is also something that is resolved rather quickly, that you look at, and because you stand your ground and you know your truth, and this is imperative to you being able to move forward, you aren't held back anymore. You aren't looking at things and thinking, oh my gosh, what did I do wrong? And how can I fix this? And, putting all this weight upon your shoulders, because you're seeing here that it's not necessary. You move forward in your power. And as you do so, you're going to see that divinity is blessing you along the way, even though you're going to come up against, roadblocks and disappointments that you thought, I thought I was past this. I thought I had moved past this person's words hurting me, and it can just be the memory of things, holding on to things from the past too much in your present. And as you do so, as you release, as you purge, you are going to find the Knight of Cups. Because again, your emotions, astoundingly important. Water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer, can be astoundingly important person in your life, but you're also warding against and protecting yourself and your heart, especially against people who are emotional vampires to you, people who are trying to drain you, but also you are protecting what you are growing, what you are gaining in understanding, what you are seeing as yourself evolving forward. As you do so, you stand your ground more. You have on your armor. You know the darker side of human nature. You're looking at where you want to be and how it is that you want to move forward. And you start to see your wishes coming true. You start to see yourself, looking at what you desire. And I love that you have the Star card and the Empress card right here. I mean, that's such a powerful combination, because here, this is claiming your throne. This is claiming the throne that seemed to be lost to you. This is claiming the voice that seemed to be muted. Think of her as the divine feminine. Think of her as, the silence. Yeah, the silence. Just somebody who was silent. Spirit isn't saying somebody who was silent, somebody who was silenced, okay? And thinking that your words don't matter, thinking that your power isn't true, thinking that there's nothing truly worthwhile about you. And now you're starting to see that there is a beauty, that there is a lustrous power to you that you are embracing. So this moon is bringing you to the cusp of, or has found you at a cusp of thinking, I just can't do it. I just can't move forward. I just can't. And see how many times I have fallen. See how many times I have failed. See how I have given my life to, what I have given my life to, broken. And now you're looking at it and you're saying, no, it's not. It's not broken. I haven't fallen. I haven't failed. Because yes, you have fallen. But everybody falls. Steve Harvey says that if you do not leap, you will never fly. But if you leap, you will most definitely fall. So you have to try. You have to. And as you embrace what you are going after, as you embrace your passion, your creativity, you're seeing that there's a power around you and a purpose to you that has you embracing your creativity. Now, this is also the archetype of the mother image. So it can be that if you have issues with your mother, you're moving past them, but it also can be that you're stepping into your power as a matriarchal figure. It can also be a patriarchal figure if you are a man at this, but that's also the emperor, so it can be taking a more creative, nurturing approach to this, but it doesn't have to be about motherhood at all, and it doesn't have to be related to a woman at all. It can be just embracing your creativity, giving birth to what you want to create within this world, what you are passionate about, what you are moving forward in. And as you do so, you see here that you are getting your soul's wish, not what you wish for, not what you sit there when you see a shooting star and say, oh, this is what I want in my life. But when you're quiet and you're saying, wow, I really would like that fancy car so that people would take me seriously and so that I had money in the bank to be able to do something frivolous like that. And, you start breaking it down to the core issues of it all. And then you claim your throne, you claim your power, you claim your passion. As you do so, you are really embracing what you love. You're really embracing what calls to your heart and who calls to your heart and how it is that you want to move forward and what it is that you see within yourself. And as you do so, you are releasing the negativity. You are releasing the hardships, the pains, the disappointments. Will they be gone instantaneously? No, not at all. But will you be gaining your footing and your understanding? Will you be planting your seeds of prosperity? Will you be looking at things with new eyes and new understandings? Yes, you will. And as you do so, the people who have hurt you. Now, I know that the Three of Cups, people sit there and say, oh, it's celebration and inspiration and just joy. And that's what it is for them. But for me, if I read this card that way, it is so wrong that it is not even funny. So I don't want to do that to you. I want you to hear the message as Spirit gives it to me. And it's not going to be the same as Spirit gives it to everybody else. So here, there is the sense of thinking, wow, I can really trust you. I can really rely on you. You have my back, right? But this person doesn't. They have their back. They want their power. They want their truth. They want their abundance in this world. And this was a harsh lesson to have to learn, but it was a divine lesson. And it also leads you to making more substantial and valuable friendships, because you're not going to trust people right off the bat, which sounds cynical and harsh. And I know people sit there and say, Dane, why do you focus on the negative? I only want to hear the positive. I know the negative within my life. And that's cool. I totally get that. But if I only give you the positive and I sit there and I say, this is going to be a breeze, Aquarius, you are going to rock it just like never before. And you are going to be so in love with life and so passionate and so creative. Nothing's going to stand in your way. Just keep going. And no hardships, no pains, no disappointments are going to come. When they come, and they will, you're going to sit there and think that I'm full of bull. So here, what you are looking at is you're looking at those times where people told you that you couldn't. You may very well be carrying around pain for years, and some for decades, where somebody told you, you just weren't good enough. Somebody told you you just weren't going to measure up, and you didn't want that hurt. You didn't want that pain back in your life. And now you're sitting here and you're saying, you know what, this is how I need to move forward. And yes, I went through this, and it wasn't cool. It wasn't right. I didn't like it. But now I know what I desire creating within my life. Now I know that I can trust me. And even if I can't trust others, I can trust me. And I'm moving forward in my understanding. I'm moving forward in my passion of creation. Okay? This is, Aquarius, you are an air sign energy. You are represented by the swords in the minor arcana, the star in the major arcana. This is you knowing your mind, knowing what it is that you desire, and it's cutting into you. Because if you see here, the hand should be holding the hilt of the sword, but that's for you to hold. Here, this is having divinity's blood on it. This is having so much more to what you are getting than what you had ever expected. And it's going to embrace your crown. It's going to embrace the way that you look at things. It's going to change the way that you look at things. And it's going to have you standing more in your power and in your truth, knowing your mind and what you develop and what you desire to develop as you move forward. And it's really, this is a time where you see things really starting to move in your favor, really starting to become what you desire them being, not all at once, and not saying that it's going to be easy, because Lord knows it isn't, but it is going to be a part of you, and it is going to be something well earned and well crafted. So let's see here. Spirit guide message. All right. How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? How will Aquarius be affected by the February 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Oh yeah, that Virgo energy, huge for you. And the Leo moon, my goodness. All right, this is powerful for you, Aquarius, and it just is, and it's going to hit you in different ways. For those of you who are more moon sensitive, and know this about yourself, this is going to be a very, very strong moon, very strong moon. I highly recommend embracing, stabilizing, and grounding yourself. Now, amber and lavender are what you are going to need during this time, because the color for February 9th is amber, the color for March 9th is lavender, and I see this as a grounding, stabilizing, securing factor to you. The calmness of the lavender for the Virgo moon, and the lifeblood of the tree for the February moon. And so if you could have a piece of amber, wear a piece of amber, carry one with you in your pocket, a lavender plant that you grow within your house during this time, whether it's winter for you or whether your winter is ending, if you nourish this plant and then plant it in your garden, this would be absolutely beautiful, and it's going to really bring you a sense of peace. Now, if you're allergic to lavender, or you don't like lavender, or you don't have a green thumb, then a piece of dried lavender would be fantastic for you to have, or a if you're allergic, just the color lavender, because during this time you need that sense of peace, that sense of harmony. And here with at your heart is self-reflection. And as you reflect on yourself and what you want and the way that you want to move forward, your heart is really shining through. You are embracing passion. You are embracing understanding. Your heart is being your guide. Emotionally, you are going to connect to people. I did say before, well, I didn't say, Spirit said before that you are going to be more distant. Not more distant, you're going to be more weary. And this is because the emotional connections that you make during this time are going to be very strong. You're going to think, oh wow, something really big is going to come out of this, and you might very well be disappointed. So here, especially if you're looking for romance or and sexual partners during this time, do not get into anything too deep, because without them really, not too deep, but too quickly. Because if you get into something too quickly and they don't know you, this is going to be devastating, because you're going to feel as if you were betrayed, because you are going to be, and it's going to bring up a whole bunch of other issues. If you are in a relationship, this is time to make those bonds closer, to really come together, because that's going to be something that you look at, and is also going to be a time of self-reflection for you, of looking at how to better yourself. But this isn't going to be like, oh wow, look at what I was doing wrong and now I need to change it. It's going to be for you that you're doing this. It's going to be a sense of coming into your power, and there's just going to be love that cascades around you, and people are going to be very drawn to you, especially your romantic partners, very drawn to you. And so this is going to be a time that can be astoundingly powerful. So just be mindful of this, Aquarius, because it leads you to the new moon in Leo, which, as I said before, the moon in Leo is just going to be so powerful for you because it's coming up twice here. And this is the new moon in Leo, which says confidence is key to success. And it's holding on to what you want to nourish, what you want to build as you are moving forward, what you really love having in your life, and what you want to keep on building, growing, and molding in your existence. So confidence is key, but confidence that doesn't become arrogance, that doesn't become, self-centered egotism. So that's going to be something that you need to balance during this time. And you're going to be embracing here growth, the way that you want to move forward, what it is that you seek to create and cultivate. With the Seven of Swords, knowing your mind, knowing what you desire, looking at the bigger pictures of things, looking at the way that you want to move forward. You're growing, you're seeing, you're understanding, which leads you to the new moon in Sagittarius, which says luck is on your side. As you embrace the essence of you, as you either connect with this Taurian energy, or as you connect with the essence of yourself, your traditions, your ideas, the way that you want to move forward and cultivate yourself, you know that luck is on your side and it is moving you forward. Now, there's something from the full moon last month, which was January, that is carrying into this month, because last month was the wolf moon. And so here you are still embracing that hunger, what you were hungry for, what you looked at to succeed in, what you wanted to grow at and move towards. You are seeing that you have your armor on and you're moving in love and in connection with it. This then leads you to the disseminating moon, which says take time to breathe out. Okay? Take time to breathe out. Take time to connect to what you truly want, to the place that you want to be, to knowing what you desire, to just let yourself calm and stabilize and center yourself, to be more grounded as you grow within your mind, within yourself, within the way that you're looking at things. And then this leads you to protection. This leads you, which I love this picture with the bird carrying her in the nest. This leads you, okay, this is you, Aquarius. This leads you to being protected. All right. So as you embrace this protection, as you embrace your power, your truth, it doesn't mean that you can do anything wild and nothing bad will happen, but your soul's desire, your wishes of cultivating and embracing yourself and what you want from life, they are protected during this time, and you are protected during this time. So that is huge. And this leads you to a time of giving rather than taking. This leads you to a time of claiming your throne, of knowing what it is that you want, of looking at what you desire. And it's a time to give rather than to take. It is a time to move yourself forward and look at how you can cultivate, create, and manifest what it is that you desire and where it is that you desire being. As you do so, you are assessing the situation. You are looking at things and you're looking at your past. You're looking at the people who you trusted and then they turned on you. They weren't who you thought they were. And this has actually made you stronger. It's let you see the the progression of your life, yourself, the way you want to be and who you want to be in the long run. So as you are assessing things, as you're looking at things, you're going to see that you work through your fears, that this knowledge, this understanding, this comprehension helps you work through your fears, claim your power, claim your truth, claim what it is that you desire and who it is that you desire being. So you work through your fears with this new moon in Scorpio. You move towards your luck. Luck is on your side, but luck isn't going to be everything for you. It's going to be your confidence. It's going to be your self-reflection. It's going to be the way that you look at yourself and what it is that you see, the way that you honor and care for you. Now, this leads you to your subconscious message being the 10 of Swords. You are done with the overkill. This is a darkness before the dawn. This is a sense of coming into your power, of stepping into your power, stepping into your beauty, and knowing what it is that you want and where it is that you want to be. As you do so, as you know your mind, as you complete the cycle of heartbreak and pain and disappointment and doubts and fears, you claim the subconscious energy of the blue moon, which says believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible and you are inspired. You are inspired towards the impossible. The impossible becomes possible for you and it becomes part of your power, part of your truth, which leads you to extremes. You can be going to extremes, okay? You can be taken over by passion. You can be looking at things and thinking, wow, I really got this under control, so I can push further and further and further. You have the water sign shine through, all right? Water evaporates into the air for a cloud form, right? So you need to listen to your heart in order to keep yourself grounded, in order to keep you moving forward. And as you do, you're going to see that things become calm and harmonious and beautiful for you. But if you let the extremes take over, and if you try to force things, or if you let the emotions get out of hand, and then it can make like a whirlpool in the water. Yeah, air and water coming together, making a whirlpool, making it too much. But by it being calm, it's going to be like a cloud forming. It's going to be like evaporation. It's going to be something calm, beautiful, grounded, and steadied. All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May you have a blessed moon, and I love you all. Bye.